Hey, what's up, guys, man? We have been crushing the damn books. Let me see about why I'm not seeing the chat. Give me a second. All right, guys, let me know if you're here, and then we'll get started. I got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm gonna hook you guys up with a lot of value today. I just need to know if somebody's here so I can start. All right. Let me see something here. All right, we're live. So, man, we've been crushing the damn books. This is an 8-day winning streak, which is ridiculous. I haven't had a long streak like this in a while, and it feels good, especially having a slump day, like a couple of days. We had a slump, and that was right after the trades. And I did say after the trades and after the All-Star break, it does tend to become a little bit iffy. And that, sure enough, it hit right in that time zone. As soon as that time kind of passed, we've been crushing it. 8 days winning. What's up, man? Good morning. I'm going to show you guys. I have a lot of stuff to talk about. I actually wrote some notes so I don't forget. UFC, I'm going to show you guys 3 different fights. Last week we took 4 different fights. We actually put them on a 4-leg parlay, and all 4 of them hit. So we took two fighters on a 2-leg, and then 2 fighters on a 2-leg, and then we did 1 4-leg parlay. All of those hit. Then yesterday I was running through the information, and it showed me that I had actually 9 fighters that I was reviewing, and all 9 of them actually won. I didn't take all 9 of them, but it did say that the 9 that I was researching, all of them hit. So I'm gonna show you guys. What's up, man? Good morning. So I'm gonna show you guys those 3 fighters that I like for today. I have not reran the numbers. This is from last night. So if the numbers changed, I'll throw it out into the free picks channel. I've been so busy this morning that I did not want to go and rerun it again before the video. So I'll rerun the 3 fights. I'm going to show you what they were as of last night. And then I have 3 to 4 baseball games that I want to go through very quickly. I'm already kind of thinking I'm going to skip some of those games, but I'm going to walk through them in this video. I also want to walk through the NRFIs. The NRFIs I'm going to go through extremely fast. I'm not going to try to explain a lot of stuff on the NRFIs because that'll take forever. And then the hits, I'm actually going to go through my hits. So let me just show you the process of exactly how I've been doing this and how it's been working. Yesterday was a 7 and 2 day. Let's get started, guys. What's up, man? Good morning. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys. So this is the first one is going to be Dern right here. Basically, it's saying, I know this is a little bit confusing, but basically this is saying that the model is showing that Dern has an expected value of 61%. And the current market value is 65%. So that's a difference between what the model is saying that it's worth and what the model is, or what the market is saying. So what we want is the difference. So if our model is saying that it's worth 61%, but then the market is saying 65%, so that's actually going like in our favor, just like we look at baseball. So the first one I would be looking at is Dern right here versus Robertson. Next one here is D. Johnson versus Mechanical. And again, look at this. It's saying that the value that we have for him in the model is saying 0.79. So 79% win rate or hit rate, it should say. And then the model versus the market is 73. So basically what I'm trying to show you, I'm not going to try to explain all this right now, but basically what this is showing is that we're going to be going with Dern. We're going to be going with Johnson. And then we're going to be going with Luque. So right here, this is probably the better one because right now the market is at 50-50, but our model is saying that 65% instead of 50%. I hope that's making sense. If not, I'll explain it in a different video when I'm talking specifically about the UFC. But today I'm going to take these 3. I'm sorry, I'm not taking them just yet. Like I said, I have to rerun the numbers to make sure that the odds didn't shift, which more than likely they did, especially being Saturday. But the ones we're looking at right here is Luque, Johnson, and Dern. Okay, that's it for the UFC. So if you want to take those as a 3-leg parlay, as a 2-leg parlay, as single bets, whatever you want to do, I'm not going to tell you how to play that. So you guys want to check that out. All right, so 4 hours of research becomes 15 minutes. This is the thing that I'm pushing right now is because it's true. The reason I take so long, on my stuff is because I actually have to show everybody else that's paying for the sharp edge. So I have to go through my checklists. I have to push everything. I have to make sure everything's functional. But once it's all up and running, it takes 15 minutes because I have right now it's hidden. I'm showing it as a privacy because this is actually a live page. And right now you can see all these plays are showing up for the people that have the VIP sharp edge. So this right here you can do for $50. It's the normal price is going to be $75, but I'm running an offer for the first what was it, 30 people, and I think like 10 people. I have to run the numbers again, but basically there's like 14 slots left. Once those 14 slots are done, the price is going to go up to $75. So if you want access to this, it's going to be in the link in the description, and then you get all the stuff that I look at here every morning. So the sharp plays, the one hitters, the conversions, the spreads, the line moves, the expert consensus, and then my picks are actually going to go down here too. So from all this stuff, this is literally where I get all my stuff. So in the morning when I come into, to do this stuff, I look at this page, and then I pick from here. I do my research, and then I pick my plays from here. So not every single pick that's in here, I take it, but about 90% of my picks actually come from this page. So you'll have access to that for $50 a month. And like I said, it's only for the next 14 people. After that, it's going to go up to $75. All right, cool. Let's go through the NRFI board. I'm going to kind of go through this pretty quickly. So right here, you can see Anthony Gray is on fire. Melton is on fire. 80% hit rate. Let me look at this other thing. Let me pull this up. I like to look at the current odds. So let me pull this up here. And I thought the chat was showing. So let me kind of pull this in here. That's not going to work. Give me a second. All right, I'm not going to try to figure it out. I was going to show the chat. I'm going to start showing the chat instead of that logo right there. But let me pull it up over here. Give me a second. All right, so the question is all three. Yeah, you can take it however you want, man. I'm not telling you how to take the UFC. Somebody's asking if he should take all three. So I have not thrown out the VIP picks. If you want to wait for that, I'll tell you exactly how I'm taking it. But right now, as it sits, I don't know exactly how I'm going to take that because I still have to rerun the numbers, just like I said. So anyway, let's keep going here. So the no run first inning, we're actually looking here, and we're looking to see. Give me a second here. Let me see something else. Stats. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to see something here. All right, cool. So let's keep going, man. All right, cool. So here we go. Anthony Gray, White Sox, the Tigers and the White Sox. Okay, so right here is 80%, 70%. Right here, this looks very strong. So these top three batters are very strong, which I don't like. However, these rankings are very low. But on the last three games, they have gotten hits. But I actually do like the under on this game. The overall under, which I'm going to take a look at. But for the no run first inning, I'm not going to trust it because they have strong pitching, or I'm sorry, strong batting. And in the last three games, they've gotten runs in the first inning. So I'm going to skip that. Now we got the St. Louis versus the Cubs. The Cubs are one of the worst teams to go against for the no run first inning. They've been very, very solid this entire year. And you can see right there, they're actually ranked number 5th. They against this pitcher, they do get a lot of hits here. So offense is extremely good, and I'm not liking that. Cam Schlittler, one of the best teams to fade, to go on the no run first inning has been the Yankees. And the reason is they've been like really, really bad getting runs in the first inning. Overall, you can see this game is decent. The only thing I don't like is this FIP. And the other thing I don't like is that they're ranked number 1 for Toronto, which is not good. So I actually like this, but they are ranked number 1, and they do hit 80% of the hit out of the thing. But they're actually facing Schlittler over here, which has been on fire. So I do like this one. I'm going to take, let me see if they're actually listed on this list. Give me a second. So Rockies, the Yankees, they're right there. Okay, so I'm going to take the Yankees and Blue Jays under no run first inning. So that's the first one, guys, I'm going to go with right there. All right, let's keep going. This guy's cold, 5.11 ERA. They rock the hell out of this guy. I'm not touching that. 60% hit rate, even though he's been on fire recently, they do get a lot of runs off of him. So New York is going to be Washington facing him, and these dudes get a lot of hits off of him. They are one of the worst, though. So Washington is one of the worst offenses, but they do tend to get a lot of hits off of him. And then the Mets, I'm not liking this, especially with this 60% over here. Let me see if this shows up over here. Mets. No, it doesn't show up. So they're looking at it the same way I'm looking at it. And what this is basically the live odds from DraftKings. So if DraftKings is saying that it's not favorite, it's something to reconsider actually. Just like in this case right here, I don't always trust that for 100%, but it is a way to kind of gauge what it's looking like. This one's looking fire already. Look at this, all the fire emojis here. On top of that, it's 90% hit rate, a bunch of hit rate over here. The only thing that sucks is these two guys getting a lot of hits off of him, but they are ranked 24th. And then Baltimore does tend to get a lot of hits off of, or I'm sorry, runs. They're number 6. They do show up over here though. This one's a little bit iffy. I'll tell you guys if you want to take those. It's going to be a little bit riskier. I'll take some time and really consider that one. I'm really considering this one, but I'm not telling you to take it. So I'm not confirming that one just yet. I'm going to review it myself later when I have more time, and then you guys can kind of decide what you want to do there. Ryan Gusto, 62% hit rate over here for Zinger. FIP is horrible. This is not good. They've got too many hits off of him. The ranks is very high for offense. Whenever there's no listed pitcher, I automatically skip it. There's a bunch of red over here. I'm not touching that, especially with this FIP over here. Then in the last 3 games, they've gotten a bunch of runs off of him. Next one is this guy's on fire, but this guy's not. And then they got a bunch of red over here. I'm not touching this. Sonny Gray, fire. This guy has been a little bit weaker. And then Boston is actually very good on the ranking. So this is not good because the Boston is going against this weaker pitcher. And in this park, they tend to rock them. So I'm not touching that. Eduardo Rodriguez, Grant Holmes, this guy's been on fire. But in this season, this guy over here is 62%. So it's a little bit weaker defense. Now let's look at the offense. Offense against this weaker pitcher is 33, 100. So there is weaker defense. I'm sorry, weaker offense for Arizona. Damn, this thing sucks, man. This was looking good except for these guys on fire. Look at this. In the last 3 games, they've gotten runs in the first inning. This guy's been on fire, but they're facing a very strong offense. Let's see. Against this pitcher specifically, I like this one. Let's see. It's not even showing up over here, which means that we're going to get very good value on this one. It is a risk because this guy is a weaker pitcher, but I like it. The biggest risk right here is that Arizona in the last 3 games has gotten runs in the first inning. That's the biggest risk. But we're probably going to get very good odds because it's not even showing up as a strong favorite. So I like this one. I'm going to take Arizona versus ATL. All right, let's keep going. Mizorowski is one of the better pitchers on the board. He's going against Robleski. Robleski's been cold over here, plus 21 games. This is weak. So defense is very weak as far as the Dodgers for the runs in the first inning. And then Milwaukee's very strong against him. So I'm not touching that. I like it too. I'll take the risk on it. Cool. Yeah, I'm taking the risk. All right, guys, let's keep going. I appreciate you guys that are here. I know it's early. This is the last one for the NRFIs. Defense is weaker over here, but the FIP is good. ERA is good. Gin over here is decent. The numbers are very strong for the runs in the first inning. I'm sorry, for the offense. Strong offense. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking it. Let's take a quick glance over again. Like I said, I like to look at this. So the Athletics. So what I do, guys, from this point, I kind of take a breather, and then I come back, and then I look at it again with these teams only. So I look at it again with fresh eyes after I take a little break. This is just the way I'm showing you how I work. So I don't want to rerun through this again right now until I take a little breather and come back and take a look at these specifically and see if I'm going to go with them. So I'm going to revisit this one too. So let's go to here. And then the ones I'm taking, guys, is the Yankees. The Yankees have been off very good for us as far as getting runs in the first inning. All right, so I'm taking Arizona and I'm taking the Yankees. All right, let's keep going. Beast, if you would rather no run and under, home, away, first inning teams. I don't know what that means. If you could take rather than no run first inning on an under on a home away team. Yeah, I don't do that. So you would have to do your own research on that because I don't do that. And what you would really be looking at that case, what he's asking is that if you were going to go on the team for the specific team on the no, I don't even think they allow that on the no run first inning on the home and the away. I don't think you even have that option. If you do, then you can do your own research. The way you would do it is look at how strong the batter is. So how strong, like for example, Mizorowski versus a very weak. So basically weak offense versus very strong defense. That's the way you would look at it. But again, I don't even think they allow that, to be honest. But if they do, then something to take a look at. I'm not going to touch that for now. All right, best versus worst teams for baseball. Now, like I said, I'm going to go through about 4 different teams. It's going to be, I'll show you what they are, but I think it's the White Sox, the Dodgers, and something else. But there's a huge contradiction on the Dodgers game, and I'll show you what that is. What I like to look at first, on the Sharp Edge, you can get this link right here is for free. It's the 3rd link, and you get this page. You just refresh it every morning. You don't have to log in or anything. So if you want to check this out, and the reason this is so powerful, it shows you the top in the last 14 days. Actually, let me show you something, guys. Give me a second. I forgot to show this. So let me go in here. Give me a second. I forgot. I just got reminded because of the Discord. So give me a second. Here's what I wanted to show, guys. I forgot all about it. So this is basically the receipts for yesterday. I'm going to show very, very quickly. This was a no run in the first inning for the Reds, for the Pirates, for the Guardians, and then we had Pete Alonso to get a hit. I took this one live. I threw it in the Discord directly, which was the Pirates at a -1.5, and the White Sox had a +1.5. And then we had the Dodgers. This one is a little bit creative. This is the first time I've ever done something like this. Right, I saw that Yamamoto was the starting pitcher for the Dodgers. I took him at the first 5 innings, and then I parlayed that together with the Dodgers because the odds were so heavy on the Dodgers to win. This brought it pretty much close to even money, if I remember correctly. And then we had three of these no run first inning, or I should say under 1.5 no run first innings. So we had a 3-leg that hit right there. All right, guys, give me a second. So this is basically what it was. I did talk about two of those plays in the free picks on the last 2 days. I'm sorry, in the last 2 days. This is last 3 days. This is what sucks about doing this live, guys. Sorry. So in the last 3 days, we've done in the free picks, we've done 10-1. Yesterday, I did take the Dodgers. I did take the Pirates, just like I showed you. I did not take the Yankees. So that was with yesterday. We are on a hot streak right now for 8 straight days, winners, 7-2 in the VIP. These are the best pitchers right now on the board. I know I was talking about the 4 different baseball games. So again, this is what sucks about being live, but it is what it is. Mizorowski is one of the better pitchers. He's got the biggest edge right now against Robleski. Detmers has a decent, what is called a mismatch. But I don't trust the Angels at all. And you got Schlittler over here for the Yankees. He's got a somewhat of an advantage as well over Fisher for Toronto. I don't like the New York Yankees today. I definitely don't like the Angels. And then Milwaukee is a huge contradiction with the Dodgers. So that's what I was going to talk about. So anyways, let's get back to this very quick. Top teams right now is the Rays, the Cubs, the Padres, the Braves, and the Tigers. The crazier, weaker teams, these guys have been ridiculous. So they're pretty much done for the season. And if you were to basically, if you were to be fading this team for the last 3 weeks that I've been talking about it, we would have been winning pretty much every day against them. Guardians are very, very bad. Giants are bad. Twins are bad, and Mariners are bad. What's up? Good morning. Weapon X says, thanks for the play yesterday. Looking forward to today. Yeah, for sure, man. All right, let's keep going. Sharp Plays right here is saying to take a look at Milwaukee. Like I said, there's a big contradiction. It is saying that it's on the strong tier with a confidence level of 7.5. It gives you all the reasoning why, and it's mostly because of the starting pitcher for Milwaukee. But there's a lot of contradictions that I don't like. This is what the projections are showing. Chicago's Cubs are supposed to win. The Yankees are supposed to win. The Giants are supposed to win. Now, this is a big contradiction because I am actually looking at the Rockies. One thing I will tell you about the Rockies is that I have not seen them come up at all this entire season. As far as I have not taken them, I think I've taken them one time this entire season. And normally when that happens, I put a huge red flag on it. But the Giants are sucking horrible right now, just like I showed you here. So they're actually third worst team right now. So that's something to consider. I am going to be looking at that game as the Rockies maybe underdog, and I'll show you what that looks like. The Mets are supposed to win. The Rays are supposed to win. The Padres are supposed to win. The Astros are supposed to win. The Braves are supposed to win. The Red Sox are supposed to win. The Dodgers are supposed to win. This is the contradiction I was talking about. And then the Angels are supposed to win. And then the Athletics, which I would not trust at all. How are you betting the UFC? Straight out wins, knockouts? What kind of bet? It would be money line, and more than likely would be a parlay. I am running a system to do the totals, meaning the for the UFC. For the UFC, I'm going to be looking at the money line, maybe a 3-leg parlay, and I'm going to rerun the numbers to confirm that, and I'll see what's up with that. But for the straight out wins, knockouts, and the totals, like how many rounds they're supposed to go, if they're going to go the distance, things like that. I still have to confirm the system. That's not set up yet. It's still set up only for the money lines. So, good morning. Are you just happy the Tigers versus the White Sox? No, I never mentioned the Tigers and White Sox. I do like the under on that game. That's one of the games I'm going to look at. I did not like the run in the first inning. The ones I did say was the Yankees and Arizona. So Yankees game, Arizona game, no run first inning. All right, so once we have all this information, we'll go to the Sharp Line Monitor. And what this does is basically just tracks the line movement. And for example, I'll give you one example. Let's look at the strongest one so you can see what I'm talking about. And you can see it went for the Rockies, and that's what I was talking about. It went from underdog to less underdog, and it's still continuously going down. The Giants is actually going against them. Whenever it's going up, it's actually a bad thing for that team. Whenever it's going down, it's a good thing for that team because they're becoming more favorite. And what that means is more expensive. That's the reason it's going down. When it's going down, it means it's getting more expensive. And when it's getting more expensive, it's actually good for us. So here's the breakdown of where you can get these odds for the different teams. The Sharp Edge right here is 7 days for free if you want to check that out in the description. But that's what this Sharp Line Monitor does. If you don't know what the hell you're looking at, you would just scroll all the way to the bottom and you would refresh this. It actually refreshes on its own every hour. But right here, you can see the Rockies. They've got a 21-cent line move. Dodgers had a 15-cent line move. Diamondbacks have a 8-cent line move, and the Rangers have a 8-cent line move. So that goes against the Athletics over here. That goes against the Braves. That goes against the Brewers. And that goes against the Giants over here. All right, let's keep going. First game I'm going to look at, like I said, there's a lot of contradictions, so I don't even think I'm going to touch this at all. It took me about 4 hours yesterday. I cleaned this page up. So I hope you guys enjoy this new update. I'm going to show you why it's so important. It's not just a visual. It's actually very important. So let's take a look here. Projected scores is the Dodgers are supposed to win 5 to 4.5. Over here, it says that Dodgers does lead the categories, but you can see Milwaukee's very good also. So A plus all the way across, A plus all the way across pretty much. The verdict is saying take Milwaukee. But then we start going into the details, and it doesn't make sense because the Dodgers are actually, the line movement is going in the Dodgers' favor. So right here it's telling you the pitching advantage is towards Milwaukee. The bullpen does suck, so you're basically basing this on the starting pitcher. The bullpen does say it's crippled for the Dodgers, even though the ERA is decent. So it does tell you to take a look at Milwaukee. Now, the line movement I already showed you is going against Milwaukee. So this is a huge contradiction and why I'm staying away from this game. So the only way you would touch this is if you would get the only way I would touch this is if I were to get great value. Like, let's say, for example, the Dodgers started off extremely hot and scored maybe 1 run or something like that. Then I would hit the Milwaukee on a live bet, something like that with great value, something like that. But maybe even then I wouldn't touch it just because this line move is so huge. It's actually 14 cents against them. Dodgers over here, another contradiction. So I'm going to stop here. There's too many contradictions, but I did want to show you what this looks, what the updates I did. So I already did a bunch of them up there, but let me show you the big ones. So right here, it's saying similar totals, and this is leaning towards the over. This is leaning towards the under. So it's super clear now. It used to kind of show something else, or it would show the same numbers, but not this clean. And it literally tells you that it's leaning towards the over. This is leaning towards the under. And then the number. So 3.5, 3.5. Okay, but one of them is leaning under and the other one is leaning over. So Milwaukee is leaning over. Dodgers is leaning under. And then the starting pitchers, I cleaned this up also. And this is the big one, guys. If you go here, it tells you the lineup versus the starter. We already had this on a different page, but now I incorporated it inside the same page. So if I click on view lineups, you can see now it's got the breakdown. So now this is another contradiction. You can see if we did not have this page, we wouldn't know this. But basically, the Dodgers are literally number 1 against right-handed pitchers, okay? And then these guys are number 24 against left-handed pitchers. Okay, that's another, like I said, another contradiction, and maybe why the reason, we just probably figured out the reason why the line is moving against Milwaukee is because they just suck against left-handed pitchers. So anyways, that's what we added there. And that's about it, guys. There's other stuff here I'm not going to get into. It does break down. Give me a second. This camera shuts off after 30 minutes, so I've been going for a while. All right, I'm going to speed this up, man. So I don't like this game. Too many contradictions. I'm going to stay away from this game. Let's go to the White Sox. I'm going to look on the under on this game. So 3.5, 3.5, that's equals 7. The line did start at 8. The line did start at 8. So let's take a look at that. It's very strong pitching. That's what we want to see. Very strong bullpen. That's what we want to see. The line did start at 8. It's currently, projections are showing 7. This is a good thing too, is that the money. So this is very important. I normally kind of skip over this part, but whenever there's a reverse line move, it's very, very important. So right here, it's saying that 80% of the bets and 65% of the money is coming in on the over, yet the line is going down. And when that happens, it's called a reverse line move. A contradiction here is saying that the Tigers in the last 16 have hit 68%. Now you can see this is a sportsbook's odds directly from DraftKings. And that's saying that it's going to go over 3.5. And this one does not even favor it to go over under. So basically what this is showing is that it's not strong, even in the sportsbooks, to go over this. I hope that makes sense. Otherwise, I'll explain that in a different video. But what we want here is very strong pitching. This guy's pretty weak. This guy's pretty strong, very strong actually. And then we got the lineups. 14, 14. Let's take a quick glance. So what this is showing is there's 2 strong batters for the White Sox, 1 strong batter for Detroit against K and against Melton. That's what we care about. That's why it's up here. Even if you don't click this, it gives you a breakdown right here. Bullpen is strong. And this is the reason this is one of literally the only reason I don't like this play. Everything else looks good. I'm still going to take it, but just know the risk is that the White Sox are actually number 2 on OPS, meaning on-base percentage. Out of all teams, they're actually number 2. So I'm still going to take this under 8. And Detroit is 25th. So when you look at this kind of stuff, what you want to do is you want to make sure that the White Sox are not going to be hitting off this dude that strong. So we right here, the White Sox do tend to get, this guy does tend to get hits. This guy does not. No, 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 no. And they're actually number 14. Even though they're good on an OPS, they're 14th versus right-handed pitchers. And then we got the last game is going to be the Rockies, and then I'll talk about the one hits, and that's it, guys. So I'm going to look at the Rockies. Like I said, I'm already looking at this as a red flag. I don't think I'm going to touch this. There is a big advantage for Webb. The line is shifting against San Francisco big time, and it's going actually in the reverse line move. So that's a huge deal. Colorado Rockies do suck, 33%. Lean on the under. Starting pitcher. So yeah, I'm not touching this. They're going against Logan Webb over here. These guys got a very shitty Lorenzen. He sucks. But I'm not touching this game. The line is shifting in their favor, but I'm not touching it. Again, guys, if you want access to this, there's 14 more slots. You would get this for the discounted rate of $50. Otherwise, it's going to go to $75. That's the third link in the description. If you want the Sharp Edge without this extra verdict page, you can get it for 7 days for free. All those links are in the description. All right, last thing, guys, is Julio Rodriguez. Or I'm sorry, the one hits. So now we're just going to take a glance at the one hits, and I'll actually pay attention here and go through it. And whatever batters we get, that's what I'm going to throw out there. Let me make sure I don't lose this damn note. All right. Here we go, guys. So Julio Rodriguez, to get one hit, you can see there's no BVP data. What this means, actually, there is BVP, which means batter versus pitcher. And it does say that it's 0. And he's been up to bat 5 times against this pitcher, which I don't like. All right, we got Carson Kelly from the Cubs. Everything is looking decent on this one. The only thing is that McGreevy, or no BVP, meaning no batter versus pitcher data, McGreevy doesn't have any stats. So either that he's a new pitcher, or they just haven't played him, or he just got transferred. I don't know. However, these splits on the road and these splits in the last 17 games against St. Louis is very strong. And the odds are actually very good over here. For FanDuel, it's 185. So I'm going to take this one. It's going to be Carson Kelly to get one hit. All right. I like that one. Ivan Herrera from St. Louis. Oh, I'm sorry. Very quickly, let me just show you what this is. Extremely fast. This little gray background means how many times they came up to bat. So 4 times, 4 times, 4 times, 5 times, 0 times, or I'm sorry, 1 time, 4 times, 3 times, 5 times, 4 times, 3 times. So you can see it kind of goes up and then it kind of goes down. So he is kind of steady at around 3 to maybe 4 to 5 times at bat, except 2 games. Actually, except 3 games. So what this means is that the Cubs are not coming up to bat a lot, or he gets pulled. So that's something to pay attention to. The little green things, it tells you how many times he's gotten a hit. So 1 hit, 1 hit, 1 hit, 3 hits, 1 hit, 1 hit, 1 hit, 1 hit. So he's pretty steady at getting 1 hit. Even though he's only came up to bat 3 times, he's got 33% hit rate right there. So that's good to know. All right. Ivan Herrera, you can see how steady this is. Very strong overall stats against the road, against the last 17 games. No BVP data, meaning no Boyd versus him. He came out to bat 8 different times. He's gotten 2 hits, which is pretty weak. I like it. I like it, guys. I'm going to take Ivan Herrera. Let me just copy and paste this instead of writing it by hand. 1 hit. All right, let's keep going. Michael Harris, the second. BVP, 3 at-bats, 0 hits. I don't like it. Moreno, 7 at-bats, 2 hits. That's somewhat decent, but kind of iffy. He was pretty bad over here. Last, what was in the two, how can I put this? 10 games ago, or I'm sorry, in the last 10 games, the furthest ones out, which was August 2nd and August 6th, he didn't get hits. All the other games, he's gotten at least 2 hits, sometimes 3 hits, sometimes 2 hits. So this dude's very decent getting hits. On top of that, he's against this pitcher, he's decent. On the road, he's decent. Against Atlanta, he's not that good, but he's only played him 9 times. But I like this one. Gabriel Moreno, Arizona. And this is the way I'm writing it down, guys. You can see. Let me just write, this is what I'm going with so far. These, I'm going to actually come back and look at this later. So Yankees, no run first inning. Arizona, no run first inning. Chicago White Sox, under 8. And then what else? Carson Kelly from Cubs. Let me close Discord so it doesn't bother us. That's what I'm going with so far, guys. And then I got a few more batters to go through. All right, let's keep going. Carson Bench from the Mets. On the road, he sucks. I'm already looking at that. And there's no BVP data, no batter versus pitcher data. I'm skipping that one. On the road, he sucks. No BVP data. I'm not touching that. So that's it, guys. Let me kind of walk through exactly what I just talked about, and then you guys can kind of pick and choose what you want to do. Julio Rodriguez. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not taking that. Carson Kelly, I'm taking to get 1 hit from the Cubs. Let me pull this up. All right. So Ivan Herrera to get 1 hit. Michael Harris the Jr. What the hell did we say? Oh no, we're not taking that. Gabriel Moreno to get 1 hit. That's about it, right? And Carson Kelly. So Carson Kelly to get a hit, Ivan Herrera to get a hit, and Gabriel Moreno to get a hit. You can either parlay 2 of them together, do them singly. I normally, if they're less than minus 250, I normally just keep them by themselves. Like, for example, this guy's minus 270. You might consider taking him by himself or parlaying it with something else. I don't like to see that after the All-Star break. I normally don't take them as 2 legs anymore, because that one person that doesn't get a hit, especially when they start getting walked, then that kills the parlay. So anyways, Gabriel Moreno, Carson Kelly, and Ivan Herrera to get 1 hit. I'm not touching the Rockies game. The White Sox on the under 8. I'm taking that. I'm maybe taking Milwaukee, but only if they start losing the game and I get good value. I don't know if I'm touching that even then. And then these are all the line movement right now. It's Rockies as underdogs, Dodgers as underdogs, Twins as underdogs, and the Rangers, which I wouldn't trust. The Rangers just suck. Milwaukee is showing up as the stronger play, but there's too many contradictions. Worst teams right there. Best teams right there. And then the no run first innings, I am taking Arizona, which is this one. It is a bigger risk because of what I talked about already. The last 3 games, they've gotten runs in the first inning, which I don't like. However, their rank does suck. And they kind of suck against this pitcher anyway. So that's the risk. That's the one if you want to take it. And then what else? The Yankees. I'm taking the Yankees on the no run first inning, and Arizona no run first inning. All right, let's see. The interface on SharpEdge is amazing. Thank you. You're welcome. Can't wait to see what he cooks up in the VIP. Yeah, I'll be there soon. All right, guys, that's about it, man. I gave you guys 5 different plays. Actually, I gave you guys 6 different plays. I gave you 3 different fighters that I'm looking at. Now it's up to you guys what you want to take, what you don't want to take. I explained everything. If you guys like something, if you don't like something, feel free to skip it. But that's the way it is, guys. So I appreciate you guys that are here, man. We did cross 5,000 subscribers. Let's get to 10,000. Please make sure to subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you share this with a bunch of buddies that you talk to about sports betting. And also check out the SharpEdge tool. It's free for 7 days. If you want the VIP package, then it's $50. Otherwise, it's going to creep up to $75 as soon as 14 more people buy it. And then besides that, what else? That's about it, guys. All right, man. Thank you so much. Let's have a